Who is greater, James Harden or Russell Westbrook? I feel like this debate has been floated around now for a while, and people who are Harden fans argue Harden, and people who are Westbrook fans argue Westbrook, and they basically die on that hill, don't listen to any reason at all. And honestly, I respect it. They're diehard fans of those players. But in today's video, we're going to be dissecting and basically analyzing who the better player is between the two. We're going to be using ChatGPT here because I don't want to bring any biases of myself into this. And essentially, I'm going to be asking ChatGPT a specific prompt, and they're going to be giving me an answer based off that. No biases at all will be shown here. And yeah, before we get into everything, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel every day. I'm trying something new here on the channel. I haven't really done a video like this yet. I've only been doing new stuff, but the off-season's been pretty bland, so we're going to be trying this out. So yeah, so make sure you guys like the video and subscribe, do all that stuff, and now let's talk about this debate. And the specific prompt I asked chat was, okay, using skills, accolades, stats, logic, and anything else possible, tell me who the greater basketball player is, Russell Westbrook or James Harden. I also asked it to break it down into 5 categories so they can go more in depth here and then give a final answer at the end. So we're going to go through all those 5 categories. We're going to talk about the players. And yeah, I'm excited here. I'm interested to see what ChatGPT has to say. You know, these two players have been argued for, a while now because their primes were both so high, and right now they're both pretty good players, but they're not nearly what they were before. But yeah, let's get into this now. I'm excited. The first category we're going to go over here is skills. So this is basically offense, playmaking, defense, blocks, rebounds, anything possible that requires skills. We're going to talk about it and see who's better. So let's see what ChatGPT has to say about James Harden first. So for Harden, it says he's an elite scorer, 3-time scoring champ, unstoppable ISO game, deadly step back. It also says how he's an excellent playmaker, how he led the NBA in assists twice, but he's a below average defender, especially off the ball, though he's improved in post defense over the years. Offensively versatile, he can play point guard or shooting guard, elite at drawing fouls and running pick and roll. So little breakdown for James Harden there, and honestly, I think that is all very facts. He's a great playmaker, great offensive player. He lacks a little bit of defense, but, his offense makes up for it. So the skills for James Harden seems on point. Let's go for Russell Westbrook now. And Westbrook's a little bit different than Harden here. It says he's a high-level athlete, and he's a relentless rim attacker. He's a strong playmaker, led the league in assists 4 times. He's a decent on-ball defender, but he sometimes gambles too much, and he's not a consistent shooter, major flaw in spacing and half-court sets. So, Harden's more of a shooter than Westbrook is. They're both really good playmakers. Westbrook's probably a little bit better of a playmaker. Then defensively, Westbrook's a better on-ball defender than Harden is, but he gambles sometimes, so there's a little bit of difference there. But yeah, let's see what ChatGPT has to say who the better skilled player is. And it looks like James Harden takes the skill set category. He says he's more polished offensively, he's more efficient and better fit in today's NBA systems. I would say James Harden's a more skilled player than Westbrook is. Westbrook relies more on his athleticism, in my opinion, and James Harden is just, in his prime, was a beast offensively. No one could stop him. So I can see why you give James Harden the skill set category. Next, we're going to be talking about pure accolades, anything they've achieved in their career when it comes to MVPs, all-star appearances, 6 man of the years, all that stuff. We're going to go into the accolades part now. And looking at James Harden, he's a 1-time MVP, 7-time All-NBA, but 6 of it was first team. He's also a 10-time All-Star, 3-time scoring champ, 2-time assist champ, and he's a 6th man of the year. James Harden has a very strong accolades career. Obviously, no championships, but I think his 6 first-team All-NBAs is a really strong, factor here. But let's look at Westbrook's now. And Westbrook, like Harden, is a 1-time MVP. He's a 9-time All-NBA player, but only 2 first teams, so he has more total All-NBAs, but less first teams. He's a 9-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ. Harden was a 3-time scoring champ, but he's a 3-time assist champ, and Harden was a 2-time assist champ. And it also says that he's the first player since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double. We know that, and Westbrook has done that multiple times. So I think the accolades is actually very close here. In my personal opinion, before I give you guys ChatGPT's decision, I would go slightly Russell Westbrook just because of his triple-double impact. Like on the stat sheet, that is insane. Accolades, whatever, that was insane for Russell Westbrook. And let's see what ChatGPT has to say. And chat kind of gives us a tie. I don't really know how I feel about a tie. It says Westbrook has the triple-double legacy. Harden has more first-team All-NBAs and scoring titles. Slight preference depends on what you value. I mean, in my personal opinion, I'll give it to Westbrook because even though Harden has more scoring titles, Westbrook has more assist titles, and he has more, longevity when it comes to All-NBA appearances. But I guess I can see why it's a tie. Harden was no slouch when it comes to accolades. It's very close, don't get me wrong. But yeah, let's get into the next category now. And here we're going to look at purely stats, just regular season stats. We'll have a playoff category later, but just for the stats of the regular season, we're going to look at everything, efficiency, just stats in general. So yeah, let's bring this up now. As we see, ChatGPT has Harden averaging 24.1 points per game, 7.1 assists, 5.6 rebounds, 2.6 3-points made, 44 from the field, 36 from 3, while Westbrook is averaging around 22 points per game, 8.5 assists, 7 rebounds, 1.6 3-pointers made per game, 43% from the field, and 30% from 3. So just pure stats, I say Harden has the advantage there. But for advanced stats, we have, PAR for Harden of 23.6, win shares around 158, a box plus minus of 6.4, while Westbrook has 21.4 PAR, a win share of 118, and a box plus minus of 4.4. And just looking at pure stats, Harden basically clears Westbrook in almost every category, in my opinion. So we'll see what ChatGPT's decision is. But non-biasedly, I would go Harden in this category. And ChatGPT agrees with me, saying that Harden is a more efficient player. He has a higher advanced metrics, and he's a better shooter. Along with him not being as good as a playmaker as Westbrook was, but he's still a very strong version of that. So, I honestly see why they go Harden here. But in my opinion, the score should be 2-1. But in reality, it is 2-0 to 1 tie. So, Harden's in the lead right now. And the next category is going to be playoffs in general. Anything to do with playoffs, who has made it farther in the playoffs, who has led their team better, who has choked more. All of that is going to be taken into account here, and let's see what ChatGPT has to say. As for Harden, it says he's a 26-point-per-game scorer in the playoffs. He has some big games, but notorious collapses, like Game 6 for the Spurs in 2017 and Game 7 versus the Warriors. That was very notorious in my opinion. I'm a Warriors fan, and I saw that game. They missed a lot of threes. Obviously, losing Chris Paul didn't help, but that was a big choke job. And then also says how he never made the finals as a number one option, which is also true. He made the finals one time in his career, and that was actually with Russell Westbrook as the third option. So, got to take that into account here. And then for Westbrook, it says he's a 24.4 point per game player in the playoffs. He's known for his high energy, but he's very inefficient shooting-wise. He has erratic decision-making too, which is also true, in my opinion. He did reach the finals in 2012. This is with Harden. But he was the second option next to KD, and he never really had any deep runs to the number one option. This is true. I mean, Westbrook struggled with Paul George there, and I don't even know if he was the first option on that team. And then in 2017, he got first rounded. So Westbrook has never had any deep runs as the number one option, but he has carried some very bad teams to the playoffs. But I guess it doesn't count as playoff performances. So we'll see what ChatGPT has to say here. And it gives it to Harden, and it says, while both have underachieved, Harden has more consistent playoff production and deeper runs as the first option or focal point of the offense, which is true. Honestly, I would give this a tie. Maybe I could see why you give it to Harden, but I would personally give this a tie because they both never really accomplished a lot in the playoffs. But I could definitely see Harden. If anything, I would choose Harden over Westbrook if I had to choose, because Harden at least led his team to the conference finals and had some big runs. Even in Philly, he had some big runs. He had some great runs in Houston. He made the conference finals, I think, twice. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe once, but he had some good playoff runs there in Houston. So I can see why they went Harden here, but in my personal opinion, it would be a tie. And the last category we have here is impact and legacy. Basically, what these players gave to the game of basketball, how the players changed the game. And honestly, I like this category a lot out of ChatGPT. I think it's very interesting. And for Harden, it said how he changed the game with step back threes and foul drawing. He also is an offensive engine for a top 3 team for nearly a decade. But he was also criticized for playoff letdowns and off-court drama, quitting on teams. He did quit on the Rockets. He kind of quit on the Nets, asking for a trade there. And he also asked for a trade out of Philly. So there is that to take into account. Harden is also either a very loved player or a very hated player, in my opinion. But now let's talk about Russell Westbrook. As it says how he redefined triple-doubles and effort level. He had 4 seasons of averaging a triple-double, like we said before. He plays every game like it's his last, and he's respected for his intensity. This is also true. And he's also polarizing. Some see him as a stat patter. Others see him as a warrior. And in my opinion, both things that ChatGPT said here were really true. For Harden, he changed the game with step back. That was unstoppable. But he also changed the game with foul drawing. I mean, look at guys like Embiid. Look at guys like Shea. They're all drawing fouls because Harden kind of started that wave here to get to the free throw line, basically making it so important. So he changed the game in that regard. For Westbrook, his triple-doubles. Look at Jokic, man. Guys averaging triple-double. I'm not saying that's because of Westbrook, but, Westbrook kind of started the wave there of averaging a triple-double, in my opinion. And he also basically play the game, every game like it was his last. Everybody's going to remember him for his crazy intensity and his crazy hustle. Even as a role player in the Nuggets, he's doing that. So when it comes to legacy and all that stuff, that's a very good trait to have for Russell Westbrook. But now let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Let's see who ChatGPT gives this category to. And it gives this category to Russell Westbrook. It said Harden might have been better offensively, but Westbrook impacted the game's perception of stats and energy more deeply. And I can see this. I honestly would give this category to Westbrook too. And honestly, this is the first category they gave to Westbrook. Harden definitely is in the lead. And that's going to probably be a big factor in the final verdict here, as ChatGPT officially declares James Harden as the greater player than Russell Westbrook. It says, while Russell Westbrook is a once-in-a-generation athlete and a triple-double machine, James Harden has been the more efficient, skilled, and dominant offensive player overall. His advanced metrics, sustained prime, and ability to carry elite offenses give him the edge, even if both fell short in key playoff moments. And I can see this. Honestly, Harden probably had the better, peak in my opinion. They both had a really good peak, but Harden probably did a little bit. At least he led his team to the conference finals as the first option. But it's still a really close debate. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about this debate. And honestly, let me know what you guys think about this kind of style of video. I wanted to switch it up, change some things up, so let me know down below there. And here's the final scorecard for anyone wondering. James Harden wins this 3 wins to 1 loss to 1 tie. So yeah, let me know what you guys think there. There's the scorecard. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe like I always say. It helps me out so much. Let me know down below what you guys think about this style of video. And yeah, we out.